The president and first lady visit Colorado in the aftermath of the horrific Marshall Fire. And President Biden pledges ongoing federal help as Boulder County begins to recover.
The fire destroyed more than 1,000 homes, and early estimates put the price tag at $500 million, a number that is sure to grow. The president got a firsthand look at the damage, walking through the burn area and meeting with families who have lost everything. Later in the day, he delivered a speech at the Louisville Rec Center.
People here and across Boulder County are stepping up for one another. They're stepping up. I've heard stories from some of you who lost your homes about how people have reached out, what they've done, and what more needs to be done.
About the same time the president arrived in Colorado, we learned the name of the man who died in the fire. Robert Sharpe is the first confirmed death. He was 69 years old. Sharpe's family describes him as a naturalist. A 91-year-old woman named Nadine Turnbull remains missing. Her home was destroyed. We'll have a full recap of President Biden's visit coming up in just a few minutes.
But we begin tonight with a focus on the people impacted by the fire and their hopes now for rebuilding their lives. CBS 4's Alan Janae begins our coverage. Alan, you talked with a family that had a chance to tell the president directly what the community needs right now.
Yeah, several did, Jim. You know, with 1,084 homes lost, many more damaged, a lot of people believe that there is a long way to go here and the federal government needs to be involved. Now, FEMA is saying that it will help with clearing away debris and pay a lot of that cost. But for many people dealing with this tonight, they had the president's ear for a time and wanted him to know they're hoping the federal government is here for the long haul.
On the ground amid the devastation, the president found people looking for understanding.
It's the Delaware family.
A man bearing the last name Delaware, the president's home state, was there to do more than welcome him.
Yeah, it was beyond that. It was a great conversation.
Louie Delaware lost his home in the Enclave neighborhood in Louisville. Only 7 of 64 homes there survived.
What I wanted to convey to him is we're doing okay. We've got okay insurance. But there's a lot of other people in Louisville that don't have those same sort of circumstances. And we need the federal government to be there for the long run. They can't forget about us.
The president's motorcade later arrived at the rec center for more conversations. Among them, one with a Boulder County Sheriff's Division Chief who lost his home.
I think there are a lot of people in our community who are hurting a lot more than we are, that have lost more than we did, that don't have the resources that I might. And hopefully they can step in and really help the people who need it.
You think you got that message?
I think so.
The time frame of rebuilding concerns Chief Johnson. Louie Delaware was glad to get the president's ear and felt it legitimate.
Or is this just a political thing?
No, I think he was there from a standpoint of not political. It wasn't anything of that sort. The discussions were, we want to help.
And people we talked to who said they had talked to the president said they were vetted beforehand. Now, Curtis Johnson says he is concerned about the price spikes in the cost to rebuild, especially in Boulder County. And Congressman Joe Neguse told me that during the discussions today, they brought up the possibility of streamlining things for people who have been affected by the fire to get that approval process to rebuild moving more rapidly. In Louisville, I'm Alan Janae, covering Colorado First.
That would be great, Alan. Thank you. President Biden